is full on. LinkedIn, just let me know if you can hear me. That would be lovely. It definitely should work. And on Facebook, I'm using my phone again, so I'm on Facebook. Yes, just also let me know that you can hear me. And like always, I'm able to answer all your questions when you put them into the comments. Let me start again quickly. My name is Dagmar. I'm an internationally experienced funding strategist. Great, there are some thumbs up. I assume that you can hear me. Great. We at Funding Connection assist companies accessing loans and grants. We do that by advisory, consultancy, sometimes coaching. We draft business plans. We recommend the best financier or even grant if there are some available for you. And we can also assist you with the whole application process. Okay. So part of a successful application is definitely the financial forecast, and lots of people are really, really scared about it. And if you want to do that on your own, there are some free templates out there, and you can see that you get this right with them. What I want to talk about today is how to prepare for that. Okay, because I remember when I saw one of these templates in Germany for the first time, I thought, what do they want? Okay, so, and that means what you will do is I will break it down for you so that you have already the basic numbers on paper, and then it is so much easier to develop the 5-year financial forecast you usually need for the financiers. Okay, Timber. Good morning. Yes, let me answer that at the end. Okay, so Kele, good morning here on Facebook. That is great. Okay, so the financial forecast means that you have all your numbers in place. Okay, number one is there's a part where you need to think about your investment. What does investment mean? It's a once-off. Yeah. It's not your monthly costs. These are your monthly expenses. Make sure you have that clearly separated. Otherwise, you're messing up your financial forecast. Okay? Think about the once-off investment, maybe in machinery. Sometimes it is deposits for lease agreement. You know, you need to pay 2 or 3 times the rent. That's a once-off. The rent at the end is a monthly expenses. That needs to go into the other category, yeah? And then you sit down and think about what are my monthly expenses, okay? Rent, electricity, if you use equipment, have a look how much electricity they really need, and then you can calculate how much money you need for that. Cleaning material, stationery, although at the moment should be only small, most of it should be online. Maybe software, maybe your accounting software you need to pay monthly. Yeah, try to see specifically in the beginning. I personally would always see if you can't reduce the investment and pay a couple of things on a monthly way, you know. So we pay for all our Microsoft Office, everything monthly, and that has 2 reasons. Number one, it helped us with the cash flow in the beginning, okay, and number 2, also you buy a software and then after 2-3 years you need to buy a new one. So it is, and if there are some changes in between, it is so much, you are more up to date if you do that monthly. Yeah, and there are a couple of other expenses, water, rent I mentioned, salary is another one, okay? Don't go and think, estimated 100,000 Rand for salary. No, don't do that. Think about what positions you really have, okay? You need an admin person, definitely. Maybe you need a receptionist. You need some cleaner, you need some production staff, you need some operational manager, depending on the size of your business. Think about how many people you need. I have seen last week I had somebody, what did they want to do? I think it was some student accommodation. And they wanted to also offer 3 meals a day. I think it's a good idea. But they had no cook, nothing, no kitchen staff in there. So that makes no sense, yeah. Or if I have a bed and breakfast where then they had no cleaning staff who clean the rooms in their breakdown of their salaries and wages. So that is really, really important that you make a list. How many people do you think you will need? What positions need to be covered? Sometimes there are operations running for 24 hours, 7 days a week, but they only have then one chef. That makes no sense. This poor person can't work, even if it's normal working hours, they can't work for 7 days a week. Okay, so that is where you really need to sit down, think about it. Good morning, Leonard. And really make sure that it makes sense, yeah? And it's consistent with the other information you have given in the business plan. The next part is, of course, now costing and pricing. Also something where I'm really, really amazed when people assume we have 1 million rand sales a month, and then I say, okay, great, so how much is a unit? I don't know. How many units do you want to sell per month? I don't know. How do you come up with 1 million rand? That's thumb sucking, okay? Break it down so that you convince a financier, okay, you thought about it, you know exactly, you want to sell 100,000 units a month for a price of, I don't know, 5,000 rand a unit. And then you can go out and say, okay, and here, these are my potential clients. They signed some offtake agreements with me. They confirmed that they can absorb these 100,000 units a month. Yeah. I've seen business plans where somebody thought, okay, so I will take over the whole market in South Africa for one specific product. You know, so, or it was even, we did some research, and sometimes you find numbers, how big a market is, how many units a year or a month are sold of some specific product. And their calculation was that they would, I think, 3 times of the market of South Africa will be able to sell. You, as a startup, you will not be able to do that in the beginning, yeah? So maybe you have some crazy ideas, and I know there's also export. I hear some people, yeah, but there's also export. Yes, but you can't exporting in the first month of your operation. If you know, so if you want to export, it's a little bit, people want to see then the product. They are a little bit more skeptical from abroad because it's a higher risk. They usually need to pay 100% upfront before you deliver. And they want to be 100% sure that this is a legitimate business, the product quality is good, that you are able to deliver these high volumes. So sit down, think about how much is my competitors, for how much are they selling this specific product, okay? So, and then you think about, okay, how much does it cost me to manufacture? Or if you offer services, I always recommend think a little bit in hours. How many hours do you need to produce or offer the services and deliver? Yeah, and then be generous in your hours. Something what I always know, I'm always underestimating the hours. Yeah, so and then because if it's a business for you. It must be a profitable business for you. It's not a hobby, yeah? So that means you definitely need to make sure that your numbers make sense. And if you have now, you have your investment, you have your monthly expenses, you know exactly how many staff you need, you know exactly how much you pay them, okay? Then you know exactly the cost for your product or services, and then you know exactly for how much you want to sell it. And if you have all these information, the financial forecast is a walk in the park. Yeah. These are the critical parts of a business plan. And let me tell you, sometimes it's really, really challenging, specifically if I remember these transport contracts, you know. They give then some crazy numbers out. Okay, it's per ton, and then it is from A to B, that's how much we pay, you know. Then you need to break it down into per kilometers per ton, or it's a truck full from A to B. So now you need to break it down to per kilometer per ton. That can be sometimes really, really challenging, because you need the kilometers to be able to determine how much petrol or diesel in this case you will need. Yeah. And yes, and a truck full of the full load doesn't need 10 liters of diesel. They easily need 40 liters of diesel per 100 kilometers. Yeah. So these are the challenging things. So you need to break it down so that you then can really think about, okay, per kilometer so many liters of diesel, that's how much it cost me, and per kilometer and the delivery, that is how much it cost me. And then there's another problem with these trucking businesses. You drive full loaded in one direction, get paid, but you're not getting paid for the way back. Yeah. So you also need to include this. So these thoughts are really, these things are really, really complex. But as a business owner, you need to be aware of it. How can you determine if this contract somebody is offering you is really, really profitable for you? You know, maybe you're losing money because they were hiding the numbers so cleverly that you think, oh yes, that looks like lots of money, and then I've seen that sometimes, and then I broke it down the way I just explained, and then we figured out, oops, it's not profitable. Yeah. Okay, so if you do this work, and I highly recommend that you need to do this work, and I know it is challenging, I understand that, but you are the business owner. You need to be in control of your numbers, and you need to be in control of your money. Yeah, you can't delegate this thing to somebody else. They are not as much involved. And I know sometimes people struggle with numbers. For me, numbers is really easy. Okay. Language is a little bit more challenging. But if you don't know these things, then sit together with somebody, let them explain it to you until you really understand that. Because you as a business owner are in control. Okay, so let me see. Nontombi on Facebook says good morning, and I had a couple of questions here on LinkedIn. Let me just Temba, what's the best way for small business to get funding? Temba, what I would do is contact me via LinkedIn. I need to know which industry you are in, how much money you need, and for what do you really need the money. Then I'm able to recommend you what to do next. Jose, we made a loan to pay out one of our partners. Now we struggle to keep up with our cash flow. Can we still apply for a grant to pay off the loan? No. There are no grants available to pay off a loan. There is even no grant available if you want to pay out a partner. That's how I understand this question. And you will not be even able to refinance the loan. Okay. If you're struggling at the moment, Jose, what you need to think about, you need to think how you can earn more money at the moment. Yeah. Sometimes it's just asking the right questions what will get you on the right path. Yeah. I have no idea what makes sense in your area of expertise, but there are usually always some low-hanging fruits where you will be able to quickly earn some money. How do you go about dealing with the business expenses on the day-to-day operations? Temba is asking. Okay, the monthly, your day-to-day business expenses need to be covered by your sales quite quickly. Specifically, if you want to apply for a loan, I highly recommend to make sure that that's why I'm so picky here with it needs to be profitable. Because if there is not enough profit margin, that's where you are struggling. Then you will not be able to pay for your rent, to pay salaries and wages, pay water and electricity, and then we don't even talk about repaying a loan. Yeah. And again, if you think you need a grant because then your business is not profitable enough, then there's a problem. Yeah. Then you need to sit down and think about, what can I do? What can I offer? How can I change my business model? Okay, to make sure it is profitable. It's scary, Jose, I know that, and also Temba, but there's usually a way to find that. Yeah. Fatima, how do we get funding for an NPO for technology solutions? Fatima, I'm not really a big expert in NPO funding. That is, donations at the moment is, let me tell you, is really, really challenging and difficult. Most of the donors concentrate still on COVID release and disaster relief funds, yeah, and concentrate on making sure that the existing NPOs, that they somehow survive, or even paying for food for their beneficiaries. If it is a technology solution, why isn't it a business? Okay, so that would be my question, really, to think about. Can't this be a business? How do you create this to be profitable? Okay, and otherwise, you know what, if nobody's willing to pay for it, and it's a new technology, maybe it's not the right technology. Yeah. So always think about it. There are so many great ideas out. I was in a panel on Saturday, and we discussed a couple of different ventures and gave some advice to these people. And there was also a patent attorney, and she said there are lots of people, they are registering a patent, but most of these patents never ever are really getting commercialized. Yeah, because there's no market for it. Maybe the product is still too expensive, nobody really sees the benefits and is willing to pay for these benefits. So that is definitely then a challenge. Okay, Fatima, it's for abused women and children. Okay, but it's a technology solution. I don't know. Maybe then you need to figure out here for these where to apply for donations for your NPO, and then more say, okay, it's for abused women and children, and then see if somebody is willing to donate. What is my name on LinkedIn is Dagmar Breiling. We have a funding connection page, but we are only handling the Dagmar Breiling LinkedIn page. Yeah. Okay, yes, I'm hoping I was definitely able again to add some value. You got some clarity here, you know a little bit more about regarding these financial forecasts. There is no reasons to be scared of. You need to break it down for yourself, okay? And break it really down like it's already your running business. I know it's difficult for a startup. There are lots of thumb-sucking numbers included. I know that, But financiers also, we definitely have some benchmarks where we can then see, okay, how is this industry doing, and what are their normal expenses, and then can help you a little bit with it. Otherwise, like I said, you break it down as much as possible. Get an offer to lease, have a look how much lease you or rent you need to pay per month for a space, for a realistic space, okay? Not, I think I mentioned that last time, for 100 square meter for 100 people. So that's not gonna work, yeah? So make sure you have these these numbers in place. Think about how much space you need. If it's a factory and you want to buy equipment, they always mention how much square meters you need to set that up. Spelling, please. Lo, you can also contact us on Facebook. That's the easiest way, via Messenger. Okay, Brent is on the other side. If you want to see my LinkedIn profile, he definitely is able to just give you my name. Okay. Skara, Wayne, good morning. Do you assist people who want funding to buy a farm? Yes, we can also do that. First thing would definitely be to have a look if this farm is profitable, and if that means that you are having the possibility to get finance. Okay, if the farm is not profitable, raising funding will be really difficult. Simpiva, when are you having your funding expert course again? I'm not too sure, to be honest. It definitely will be end of next year again. Yeah, it's running at the moment, but yes, if you want to, you can just jump in. That's not a problem. But yes, it takes lots of my time. Simpiva, I'm meeting really on a weekly basis with my funding experts or future funding experts. And there are a couple of other things for next year planned on my side. Senza, is there any more funding for COVID-19 now? Not that I'm aware of. I'm not too sure what CIFA is offering. Okay. I think they have a couple of small little funds for spaza shops available. We are usually not getting involved with this. But yes, go to CIFA, to their website. Okay, Sensa, how much do you charge for getting your benefits? Okay, so it depends on, we pick you up where you are. Thanks for asking this question. So if you don't have a business plan, we first have a look at, okay, is your business idea even fundable? Okay, Brent on the other side is able to do that. He will send you then some questions, and then we can say, yes, we are able to help. We are also straightforward with you and say, chances to raise funding are really, really small. Remember the lady with the NPO where I said raising donations at the moment is really, really challenging. Okay. We start with business plans from, I think, 6,000 Rand. That is micro business plans for everything under 300,000 Rand. And then it goes up according to the requirements of the financier. The more money you want to apply for, the more details they want, the more complex your business idea is, the more time you need to spend on it to make sure that we explain everything correctly to the financier and that they understand your business model. Okay? Bonging Kosi, how to access the private funders and how do they work? Okay, accessing private financiers, it depends on, most of the time I always think the businesses are too small. You can access private financiers, family and friends. Okay. If you want somebody you don't know, you usually keep in mind they want a high return on investment. Yeah. So they give you, let's say, 1 million Rand, they want 3 million Rand back in 3 to 5 years minimum. Yeah. So that means your profit margin needs to be amazing. And they also usually don't finance 100% in any case. They go up to 20-30%. They don't want to take too much risk. Yeah. Simpiwe, yes, you can pay. You can pay in 3 installments. It's for 6 months. The price online is already changed to 50,000 Rand. That's what I will do for next year. Contact Brent, please. Say that you're interested, and then we just make some plans there for you. Yeah. Where can we get funding for non-profit corporations? That is also, it needs to be from donors. You need to find donor organizations who will be able to assist you. Yeah. Go out there, have a look. You can find some corporates have some funding for NPC. Yes, we are also subscribed to a list of donors. If you let us know for what you look like for donations, I'm more than happy to have a look, and then we are straightforward. We tell you, yes, we can help you. We can also say, we don't think we will be able to add any value to your venture. Okay. And I don't want you to waste any money, even on a business plan, if I'm not 100% confident that you are able to raise funding, or that we are able to assist you to raise funding. Yeah. Okay. How can you charge the services without outsourcing in order to make a profit? Temba, I'm not too sure what you mean with this. You know what, I would suggest set up a consultation with me, and then we can just get some clarity on this. Yeah, send me via messenger in your contact details, and then we can set up a consultation. Keep in mind, my LinkedIn I check once or twice a day. Okay. Facebook is usually covered in the morning. Lo, yes, please send me a message via messenger, and Brent will then guide you through the process and will help you there. Okay, so let me say this time first bye-bye to Facebook. I wish you all the best, all the success this coming week. We see us next week, Monday again. I have no idea what you're talking about, but like I said, usually you get, we post it everywhere, you get via newsletter the invitation, so then you definitely know what's happening. There are no grants for property development for rental market at the moment available. Sibuziso, I hope that was quick and easy answered. Okay, take good care. If you have any further question, just message us. Yeah, take care. Bye-bye.